So what are the exceptions in backbiting situation? Backbiting is haram. To mention a Muslim in his absence by something he doesn't like. There are exceptions. One of these exceptions is تحذير المسلمين, for instance. تحذير المسلمين. To warn the Muslims for their safety. Let's say we have somebody owns a big supermarket, right? And he's looking for a cashier. Okay, he's looking for a cashier. Then there is somebody nominated to the position. You know that this person is thief. You know that. He's not trustworthy. But you are not guessing. It's not a negative assumption, it's reality. And you have evidence. So now you can go to the owner of the business, between you and him, and tell him, don't hire this one. He is not trustworthy, and there are evidence for that. Right? So you are doing this for the protection of another Muslim, right? Because he became dangerous to the community. Let's say somebody is coming to ask for the hand of a daughter of somebody we know in the community. And the one who comes to ask for her hand is alcoholic, he doesn't pray, he's violent, this and that. If you are sure, you say that. Because Prophet Muhammad did that ﷺ himself. When a woman came to him ﷺ, to tell him that two people asked for my hand, I don't know what you want to accept. Okay? And she mentioned the names of them. So the Prophet said ﷺ, don't accept any of them. Both of them are no good. So one of them, the Prophet said, he walks while the stick in his hand. He doesn't speak with tongue, he speaks with his hand. He's a violent, right? He beats up for no reason. لا يضع عصاه عن عاتقه ضراب للنساء. Then the second one, the Prophet said, صعلوق لا مال له. يعني he doesn't care about his duties and responsibilities. He's heedless. He doesn't work. Doesn't care about his family. He will never make money and support you. So that now the Prophet ﷺ mentioned these two with something bad in their absence. These two men for the protection of this lady. So it's for the protection of the Muslims. We can mention the faults of one Muslim if he is dangerous to the community. So this is one of the exceptions. Also, one of the exceptions, if you are wronged. Allah said in the Quran, سبحانه وتعالى لا يحب الله الجهر بالسوء من القول إلا من ظلم. يعني Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does not like somebody to speak something bad against somebody else except if he's wrong. Except if he's wrong. Somebody wronged you. I'll give you an example from the Sunnah. A person came to the Prophet and said, O Messenger of Allah, my neighbor bothers me. The Prophet said, be patient. Just be patient. Then he came again. O Messenger of Allah, my neighbor bothers me. The Prophet said, be patient. O Messenger of Allah, I'm not able to be patient more than that. So the Prophet said, okay, take your furniture, put it in the street. So when the people pass by you and ask you why you put your furniture in the street, tell them, I'm not able to be the neighbor of this one. Because he's doing this and doing this to me. Complain about him to the public. So here the Prophet allowed this person to complain publicly about somebody because this person is a wrongdoer and he's not respecting his neighbor, bothering his neighbor. So this is an exception also, right? Somebody wronged you. Also, you can say if somebody is testifying in court, for instance. Somebody came to court and they asked him about what he saw in a crime. Can he covers? No, he needs to testify with the truth, right? So if a judge sends subpoena to you and asks you about something happened, if this person stole this person, if he break the house of this one, if he beat this, violently dealt with this person, you say the truth, whether he was there or not, he likes it or not, for the right of others, right? Also, الاستفتاء. Elistifta is when you seek fatwa from a scholar. Sometimes you see somebody doing something, you don't know if it's halal or haram. So you go to the mufti and to tell him, I saw so and so doing this, is it halal or haram? And the scholars of Islam said if you can mention his action without mentioning his name, it's better. If there is need to mention him by name, mention him by name, right? Also, part of Tahdhir al-Muslimin is if somebody teaching bid'ahs, wrong knowledge. We have somebody in New Jersey now, he comes in his khutbahs and say to the Muslims, he says to the Muslims, the Jewish and the Christian of today will go Jannah with Muslims. And if somebody is kafir, it's not enough to prevent him from entering the Jannah of Allah. And if a kafir passed away, you can seek forgiveness for him. You can يعني do righteous deeds and donate the reward to him and stuff like that. So if I came to warn the Muslims against him and say, this guy is not saying the truth to you, he's not teaching you the correct aqidah of the deen, so I'm not backbiting him. I'm protecting the Muslims from his bad knowledge. And that's why you may find in the knowledge of hadith that the scholars of hadith may say this narrator is not strong and this narrator is lying and this narrator is this and this narrator is that, just to make sure that you have the authentic hadith from the Prophet and to verify which narrator is good narrator and which narrator is not good, right? So it's not backbiting to do that. So now we said how many? We said الاستفتاء, التظلم, تحذير المسلمين, also المجاهرة بالفسق. If somebody is doing something and he's proud of himself, and sometimes I hear a person saying, man, I can drink 10 bottles of alcohol and it doesn't affect me. I never get intoxicated. So that means he's proud of himself, right? If I said this man is an alcoholic, I'm not backbiting him because he's saying it himself. He's proud of himself, right? Now if you see a dancer dancing naked in front of everybody, is it secret? Right? She's doing it in front of everybody. She's proud of herself. Who said she doesn't like to be mentioned? She likes to be mentioned, right? She's okay with that. So we call this al-mujahara bil-fisq, for instance. It's another example.